One simple mistake and your insurance could be worthless. Are you guilty of any of these?
Did you guys know that one character wrong on your car insurance policy could lead your car to flag up of having had no insurance on the car insurance database? Now, Owen, I just don't understand this. Please help explain.
So the insurance database goes onto the ANPR systems, and if the ANPR system shows a number plate that doesn't have insurance, we're going to stop you by the roadside. We're then going to try and find out why it's got no insurance. So if it's just because the insurance company have put in the wrong digit but they're insuring the correct vehicle, then that's not a major problem. However, if when buying your insurance they've put in the wrong character and they're insuring a different car, so let's say you're trying to insure a Ferrari and the number plate that they put in comes back to a Skoda Fabia, so the price you're paying is for a Skoda Fabia and not your Ferrari, then that's a bigger problem, and that's when it can cause larger consequences down the line.
Now, if you've been watching my channel long enough, you will know that I always talk about modified cars. And for that reason, this next point, you're going to want to pay attention to. From any vehicle modifications to car stereos, it's super important to make sure you declare everything to your insurance. It could be something as simple as just going from your standard wheels to new alloy wheels, or your standard brakes to maybe the big brake kit that we've got on these cars behind us. After all, it's really important that you simply tell your insurance everything. Owen, please just help break this down so that they understand.
So when you give your registration number to the insurer when you're looking for a quote, they're going to look at the basic factory spec of your vehicle. If you then change it by putting in an aftermarket stereo system or by making performance mods or even cosmetic mods to the vehicle, it changes the way the insurance company looks at that car, because it might make it more attractive to a thief or it might make performance of the car better. So you need to tell them everything that has changed on that vehicle since the day it left the factory.
Now guys, it might sound menial, but even the smallest modification could mean that when you actually need the help from your insurer, that your insurance policy is now void. So like I say, just make sure you declare everything, be as honest as possible, and then they'll make sure that your insurance will help you when you need it the most.
Now, when you're looking for insurance for a fairly heavily modified vehicle like this, sometimes it's best to go through a specialist broker or to talk to the insurer direct. When you're going through the comparison website, sometimes they're not going to understand what you're talking about. Whereas if you go through that specialist broker, then you can describe what's on your car and they can look at a specialist policy for you. If you're in any doubt at all, just phone and speak to the insurer or the specialist. One issue we see quite a lot is when people put a private plate on their vehicle, but they don't tell the insurance company, or sometimes they might get it wrong on the document. So just be really careful when you change to a private plate. Just make sure that you tell the insurance company straight away before you drive that vehicle.
A new address, a new job, or penalty points can all affect your premium and your cover. These are the small details you need to pay attention to and make sure they're very accurate when you're actually looking for your car insurance. As after all, when you need the insurance to actually pay out, it's important that they had all the correct details from the get-go. So here's a question. I've come to get a coffee with Owen to talk about videos on my personal car insurance on my personal car. But if it was for work, which it is, because making videos is my job, would I be breaking the law? Commuting to work on a social use policy, that's a violation. Now, Owen, how can people avoid getting into trouble? Because it's to my understanding, some people, like delivery drivers, for example, might only have social use, yet they're using it for business. Please help explain.
So you have to tell the insurance company exactly what you're intending to use the vehicle for. So if you're using it purely for social, then that's all you need, social, domestic and pleasure. If you're using it for commuting, and that's to one place of work, then you have to tell them that you're using it for commuting. If you're using it for anything in relation to a business, then that would be business use. And then if you're using it for things like deliveries, you've got hire and reward on top of that. So you need to be very clear with the insurance company what the intended use of the vehicle is.
So technically, I could say if I met up here with you for a coffee and we discuss videos, that's business, even though we met here in a personal way.
Yes, because we're using it in connection with the business.
Thank you. Have you guys ever been caught out by a technicality? Well, why not let us know in the comment?
So don't get caught out when you're buying your insurance policy. Just make sure that you accurately represent you, your vehicle and its usage.